Can we start? Namaskar everyone, my name is Dhiren and on behalf of Sure Window Society, I would like to welcome you all at this webinar that we have been doing from past so many days. I would like to tell you that this webinar is sponsored by HDFC Bank. And in this series of the innovative ideas that we have been discussing with you all, and the ideas that are based on zero investment, that is ZIIEI, which means Zero Investment Innovation for Education Initiative. Today we would be discussing another innovative idea, six different innovative ideas from a case study learning through games. So one by one, I would be discussing each and every innovative idea, as in why this innovative idea came into picture. What is the benefit of this innovative idea? How to implement these innovative ideas in your school? Each and everything will be discussed within this duration of approximately 35 to 40 minutes, and we would be sharing our ideas on the same. I would also request you to note down your questions and queries that you have. And at the end of the session, I'll be giving you a time where you could ask your queries, you could ask your questions, and I would love to answer your queries or questions. Also, if you have any innovative idea that you want to share with us and share with another teachers or other teachers who are watching this webinar across the nation, you could share your videos, you could share your innovative ideas with us during the live chat or live discussion. So a link of Zoom would be shared at your Facebook page, would be shared at our Facebook page as well, where if you want to ask the question verbally, you could just click on that link, enter your user ID, and then we could have a direct one-to-one interaction on the same. And I'll be glad to answer your queries. So moving on to the innovative ideas and the case studies, the case study that we are going to discuss today is learning through games. And as I told, there would be six innovative ideas that I will be discussing within this duration. So we all know that finding a new ways to grab the attention of a student and engaging them in learning process is one of the main issues nowadays. It's one of the main challenges that we as a teacher or we as a parents are facing. So we all know that learning is not a rote memorization. If we make a student learn by doing the rote method or by just mugging up the answer, he or she is tend to forget that answer or tend to forget that concept. But it is said that if the student is involved, if the kid is involved into the education, into the learning, and it has been noticed, it has found that the students are involved in this in the studies are more effectively able to comprehend, able to learn, able to understand the topic that is getting taught in the class. So learning through games simply means including knowledge matter of subject into games. When we include the knowledge matter of subject into games, it becomes learning through game. We all know that one of the key aspect of learning through game is that the student receives the immediate feedback on their performance. When the student plays and he or she loses, he gets immediate response, immediate of his or her performance, that how he or she is performing. So when we get the feedback automatically, we will tend to receive a good feedback. We will be forced by ourselves to work to achieve something good, right? So when the student gets an immediate feedback of his performance, he or she will definitely be focusing more to achieve a better rate, to achieve a better mark. The students are also able to learn and absorb quickly when they are involved into games, when they are involved into learning, when they are involved into playing games, right? And at the same time, they enjoy fun games and activities. So, as we say, learning could be fun. Learning would definitely be fun when it is included with games. When games are used to make the student learn, to revise, to recapitulate the chapter, then the learning will be fun for sure. The innovative ideas that I would be discussing with you all today are the one we as a children have already played during our childhood, or the student nowadays also are playing or have played these games during their times, or are playing these games. So the question that arises is, what is the difference between invention and innovation? Why I ask this question here? Because there is a reason to it. You might ask the question that, sir, these games are already getting played in our at our homes or in our locality. For example, if I say snake and ladder, you will say snake and ladder has been played or is getting played since so long we don't even know the time when it was started first, right? Or when it was invented. So the games are already getting played. But what is the innovation here? First. Second, what is the difference between an invention and an innovation? So if I ask you the question, what is the difference between an invention and an innovation? So invention is something which is found, which is discovered for the very first time. For example, if I say operating system, so operating system was invented first, but when after Windows 7, Windows 8 came, so it became an innovation. Means making some changes, a slight changes to already existing thing to make it better, to make it perform better, to get the desired output is called an innovation. Or we can call an updation to it, right? When you update to something which is already existing, and when you bring slight changes to it to make it better, to make it more result oriented, to make it more fit, more fruitful, more beneficial, then an invention becomes an innovation. So let me also tell you that these ideas that we have been discussing with you all are not the invention but are the innovation. Innovation means that these all ideas are already getting existed. These ideas were already in this or that form, but our innovative teacher use these techniques, use these tactics to come up with something very innovative, to come up with something which is very fruitful, very useful for the children, for the community, for the school, for the village, or for the teachers themselves. So we would be discussing a series of the innovative ideas here that could be used under the case studies, learning through games. So first innovative idea that I would be discussing with you all is snake and ladder. We all have played this snake and ladder game, right, in our childhood. So what teacher does is, she says that, sir, since the student love playing the games, what happened? When I used to sit in the class, I used to teach the student. I noticed most of the time that I am teaching them with all my attention, dedication, and devotion. But when I'll ask the questions from the students are not able, number of students are not able to give the answers. She also said that I noticed that number of students were physically present at the class, but mentally they were somewhere else. So she said that, sir, I thought of what to do, as in what I should do to get the involvement of the student and attention of the student in the class. I realized, I as a teacher realized that there might be students who are not interested in the studies, but there are hardly any students who are not interested in playing games, because kids love game. And why only kid? We also love games, right? We love playing games. Even if we get a chance, we do play. So teachers said that, sir, each and every kid loves playing. So I thought, if the student love playing more than study, if study is something that become a compulsion for the student, but game is something they are attracted to, they love playing game, why can't I use game as a medium to teach students, to make them learn, to make them recapitulate or revise the chapter. And with the same thought, teacher came up with this innovative idea called learning through games. And the game that I am discussing with you all is Snake and Ladder. So under Snake and Ladder, as I said that we all played this game during our childhood. And in a Snake and Ladder, if you remember, you will see that in a Snake and Ladder game, there are numbers from 1 to 100. There are snake and ladders at different position, and their rules, we are fully aware of the rules. I believe that if there is a ladder, that there would be a dice. You will have to throw a dice. Whatever number will fall on the dice, you will have to move your token. If there is a ladder, you will have to climb up to the second to the next end of the ladder. If there is a snake, so the snake will bite, and you will you will reach, or you will have to go down to till the tail of that snake. So this is how this game is played. Teacher said that, sir, I use the same rules of the game. The only difference I made here is to involve this game with the studies is that I asked the student to come prepared for the topic next day. And when the student came to the school next day, I asked them questions. So, for example, teacher said that, sir, there could be two ways in which this game could be played or can be made. Teacher said that, sir, in a free space, I found a space and I made square boxes from 1 to 100 and different letters in the snakes. And I made a cardboard box as a dice. I wrote down I made the points there or numbers there 1 to 6, and the student have to throw that dice. So this could be done if teacher is creative, if she has a space or he has a space. It is a school where this game could be played by using that floor, or in other case if there is no space as such, teacher could simply use a blackboard or a green board. In that blackboard or green board, teacher make the square boxes counting 1 to 100. There are different positions where snakes, and there are different positions where ladders could be made. And the students are asked to play. The student will throw a dice. Whatever the number falls, the student will have to answer a question first, which is asked by the teacher. If the student is able to give the answer, he or she would move to that specific point. For example, a student is at the number 4. He throws the dice, and the number that comes at the dice is 5. So he will have to now give the answer that for the question that is getting asked by the teacher. If he is able to give the answer, he will move to 5 places. If in case he is not able to give the answer, he will be at the same position where he is currently. Similarly, if there is a ladder, he will get to climb up. If there is a snake, he will have to get down to the tail of that snake. The student who reaches the 100 marks first, or the team which reaches the 100 marks first, is considered as a winner for that team. So this is a very simple, very innovative way of playing a game, and involving a game of snake and ladder, which the student loves a lot, or kids loves a lot, with the learning process, or with the study, or with the syllabus. So this is how it is done. This game is could be implemented or could be played with the students from 1 to 8. It could be used to teach or to recapitulate all the subjects, be it English, be it Hindi, be it maths, be it science. So all the subjects could be played. Teacher could ask questions from the different subjects, whatever subjects teacher is teaching in the class. He or she could use this game as a medium to revise that chapter or revise that topic. Moving on to next innovative idea. The next innovative idea is aim the target. So what a student has to do is, teacher said that, sir, I thought of using an innovative technique to make a student understand and the difference between right and wrong. They could also compare the different answers and then they could give the correct answer to it. And with the same thought, teacher made a game called Aim the Target, where in Aim the Target you will find the dart thing, but here we are not talking about the dart. Teacher said that since it is based on zero investment ideas, so teacher said that, so what I did is I collected waste plastic bottles, and on those plastic bottles I will stick the answers. Now a student will stand at a good distance. There would be different bottles and the student will have to hit the target. So when a student hit the target, if the ball that he uses hits at the specific target, which is the answer, a student will get 2 points. If in case he is not able to give the answer, if in case he is not able to hit the target, in that case he won't get any marks. So this is how it is done. Teacher said that, sir, I'll divide the students in two teams. Each team will have to prepare a question. So when the student himself or herself is going to prepare a question, he or she would definitely know the answer. That is the first thing we know for sure. Second thing is that when he or she is preparing a question, when the student is preparing a question, he will try to read between the lines. He will try to read in depth to understand the topic or the concept. So this is how it is done. Is to either the teacher can prepare the chips or the student themselves from the opposite team could prepare the chip. There would be two teams divided. For example, team A, team B. When the team B would come to aim the target, to hit the target, the question when team B comes to hit the target, the questions from team A would be stick to that or to those bottles. So this is how it is done. Now the student will hit the target. For example, there is a question if teacher is talking about the different marks like um, punctuations like full stop, comma, question mark, exclamation marks, etc. So if the teacher is talking about different punctuation and if he has taught about the punctuations in his or her earlier classes, in this class there would be punctuation sign at the bottles. There would be sticker attached at the bottle, and on that those stickers, each and every sticker will contain a separate punctuation. So student will have to throw a ball. For example, on the question that is kept at the box, student from team A is coming to answer the question that is written by team B or by the teacher for that matter. So he will pick up the chit, and for example, let's assume that on the chit it is mentioned that where do you live. So there would be no full stop, there would be no question mark, there would be no exclamation mark. Now a student will see out of the bottles that which water has got a question mark on that stick on the sticker attached to it. So student will have to hit that bottle. If in case he is not able to hit that bottle with the question mark, he won't get the marks. Or in case he hits the bullseye, he will get 2 marks for it. So this is how it is done. It makes a proper connection between hand and eye and the brain at the same time. The students are much more focused since we all know that students love hitting their target. So they would be able to do that and they would love doing that. So this is how this game of aim the target could be played. Now the next game that we are talking about is ring game. So during the fair when we were child, I'm sure we all have gone to play this game. And the game is ring game. We all are aware of this ring game, right? In every fair, in every each and every fair, two things for me also. Two things were favorite. One is shooting, and the second thing was ring game. So students love playing ring game because there are different goodies which are kept at your front. The student or the person have to make a target from a good distance, and the ring, whatever item the ring fall, becomes your property, right? So this is how this game is played in the fair. So here also teacher use the same game because we all know that the student love appreciation and reward. In this activity, on giving correct answer, the child gets some kind of appreciation. It could be like toffee, chocolate, a pencil, an eraser, right, a sharpener, etc. So in this game, what happens is the students get these rewards by giving the correct answer to the question. Teacher asks the question to the students, and the student will give the correct answer to those questions. For example, teacher asks the student to make the questions for opposite team. There would be a box which is kept separately, and the students will come up with the questions as I was discussing in the previous innovative idea. The same technique could be used. The teacher himself or herself could prepare the idea or ask the student to prepare the question for the opponent team that they have to answer. If in case the student is able to give the answer, he will get a reward for the same. So when the student comes, suppose the student from team A, Rahul comes and he is handed a ring, and there are a number of like toffees, erasers, pencils are kept separately. Rahul, when he'll come, he'll just before throwing the ring, he will have to answer to the question that is getting asked by the teacher. If he or she is able to give the answer to the question, in that case, he will get a chance to throw the ring. If he throws the ring at any chocolate or if the ring gets into some goodies, in that case he will be considered as a winner, and that thing would be rewarded to him as an appreciation, as a reward for his right answer. So this is how this game of ring game is played. The next is Damsera. We all loved playing Damseras, right? Also, even now, also we all love playing Damseras. We when in get together during the meets, when we gather, or in office also, the activity time duration, we love playing Damseras. So teacher says that since the student love playing Damseras, I thought of using this fun-filled activity for the student to use in the class, because we all know that this Damseras is an activity. It is fun-filled activity which could be used in the class by the teachers and with the students. In this activity, the student has to enact the role of the topic of the point that is given or that is written in the chat. So one student from one team comes at the stage, he enacts the given word or phrase that has been given to him, and this is how it is done. So let me give you an example for this thing. For example, suppose in English, there's a the teacher said that tomorrow we would be playing a game, Damseral. Next day, the team will be asked to prepare a chits, and the chits would be kept separately for both the teams. Team B's chit would be picked up by the kids or the students of Team A, and the students of Team A's chits would be picked up by the students of Team B. So suppose the teacher came to the class, he entered the class, and he made a student start this game. So a student from Team A came, he picked the chit from the box which has been made by the students of Team B. and he sees a phrase written over there, a word written over there. So he will have to enact for that phrase or that word. Even and his team has to think of and give the answer. The student who is enacting is not supposed to open his or her mouth, is not supposed to say anything. It just will have to enact, and the student from his or her team will have to come up with the answer. If they are able to give the answer, they will get 1 point. If in case they are not able to get the answer, they won't get the any time, they won't get the marks. So this is how this game is played. At the board, teacher will divide the board into two, team A, team B, and he will keep on writing the marks at the board. The team who wins at the end, who has the highest, the team who has the highest mark, who scored the highest, is considered as the winner for that game. The next innovative idea that we would be discussing is Tambola. So we call it housey as well. So I'm sure we all are aware of this game Tambola. So in the game of Tambola, the students could be taught or could be revised or could be made to revise any subject. It could be English, it could be Hindi, it could be maths, it could be science, or anything, any subject for that matter. So we do understand that if we talk about this specifically for maths, most of the student finds mathematics a difficult subject. But if we use VAK, that is visual, auditory and kinesthetic method, if VAK, that is visual, auditory and kinesthetic method, is used to teach the student, that definitely helps them a lot to understand the topic, to understand the subject, to understand the concept in much more better way. And if these three mediums such as visual, auditory and kinesthetic is used, in that case students are able to get related to the subject. And let me also tell you that more will be the involvement of your senses, more strong will be the learning. So learning is directly proportional to the number of senses getting used while doing that specific activity. So if VK could be used, that would be the best learning for that kid, and it would be learning that would be there in the mind of the student for the longer duration. So during the Tambola, a student will have to make tickets or make sticks from 1 to 90. There would be stickers, or there would be a number. There would be Tambola ticket from the number 1 to 90. And there would be numbers kept at the box. So what teacher could do is, he or she will pick up the chit, whatever the number is written. The teacher can tell the same number but in a different way. For example, suppose teacher picks up a chit and the number has got 2 in it. So teacher says each and every student will get Tambola tickets, in which there could be any number between 1 to 90, and there would be 21 numbers, and these 21 numbers could be any numbers from number 1 to 90. So suppose there's a number 2. So teacher picks up the chit, and he or she is teaching about the concepts of maths and the basics of maths. For example, teacher picks up, as I said, that teacher picks up and the chit has got number 2 written on it. So she says that this is a number that is an even and also prime number. This is the smallest even number and also prime number. So now the student will get to know that the smallest even number and the prime number is nothing but 2. So they will have to cut the mark 2, or cut the number 2 written on their ticket. The student who completes the upper line or the top line or bottom line or middle line, or has his all the numbers have been cut, is considered as the winner of that game. So each and every student want to win, and for that they also have to use their mind, use the tactics to get the answers correct. So this is how the game of this tambola is played. Moving on to next game, that is oral cricket in class. The love for cricket in our country is known to everyone. We all know that how much we all love the game of cricket, regardless of our age and our gender. So teachers say that sir, students love playing cricket a lot. So I thought, why can't I use the game of the cricket to recapitulate or to revise the chapter in my class? And with the same, teacher said that I came up with an innovative idea called as oral cricket in class. What is oral cricket? The topic that has been taught by the teacher in the class. In order to revise that chapter, teacher says tells the student that tomorrow we will be playing a game of cricket. That would be an oral cricket. You will have to come up. You will have to give the answer. The chits. There are two ways. As the teacher himself could prepare the chit, or could ask the student to prepare a chit. When the students are asked to come prepare with the chit, they will come up with the difficult questions, and he or she will also read. And also if the student who has came up with the chit, he or she is supposed to know the answer of that question that he or she have asked. So in this, the rules are same as the rules are there in cricket. It could be a match of 5 over to 7 overs, depending upon the teacher. There could be 10 to 15 members in the game, depending upon the strength of the class. There could be a captain, a vice captain, and a teacher acts as an umpire who knows the answer of all the questions. So, as I said, the rules and regulations of this game are similar to that of the cricket. The teacher fixes the number of overs of the game. The topic on which the game is conducted is decided by the teacher himself or herself. Asking question by the team is equivalent to the bowling. So a toss is done. The team who wins the toss can decide whether he or she want to bat or ball. So asking question by the team is considered as a bowling, and giving answer is considered as a batting. So the one thing that is required over here is that teacher can use a stopwatch. It could be a watch, physical watch, a stopwatch, or it could be the mobile which teacher could use as a stopwatch. So if the team questions who is questioning, who is bowling, questions the teammate, and if the student is able to give the answer, he or answer quickly, then he will get 6 rounds. If he was quickly as in within 2 seconds, if he or she is not able to give the answer within 2 seconds, but is able to give the answer in 4 to 6 seconds, he will get 4 runs. If he will get 6 to 8, he will get 2 runs. If it's 8 to 10, he or she will get 1 run. If it's more than 10, the student will be considered out. So if the student is out, the next student from the same team will come and he will give the answer. Bowler student, as I said, must know the answer of asking question. Otherwise, it will be considered as a no ball. So if the student is not able to give the answer, the batsman is not able to give the answer, the question passes to the bowler. If he or she is able to give the answer, the batsman will consider out. If he or she, the bowler, is not able to give the answer, so in that case, the ball will be considered as a no ball and the batsman won't be out. Right? So it would be mandatory for the bowling team as well, before asking the question, that they are aware of the answer of the questions that they would be asking. So total score of the student is counted after fixed over or a falling of a wicket. If chasing team scores the target, as we all know in the game of cricket, that if chasing team scores the target, then they are winner. Otherwise, opponent or opposition team will be the winner for that game. Similarly, the game develops a team spirit, a sense of equality and leadership quality among the student. Revision of syllabus and topics become quite easier for the student by using these innovative techniques. Now coming to the benefit of learning through games. By playing games, the students are able to understand new concept or idea quite easily. We all know that game provides a context for engaging practice. Through games, a student can memorize the taught concept and by repeatedly gaining much needed practice, he or she could definitely be able to answer the question more accurately. There are countless skills the student develop, such as critical thinking, analytical thinking, teamwork, responsibility, care, etc. So there are the countless skills. Those gets developed within the student if he or she is involved into the games. So these are the innovative ideas that I had to discuss with you all today. So from the case study, learning through games, which is given by our innovative teachers and which are kept under the booklet Teacher Innovation Award 2019, that is TIA 1. You could also download these innovative ideas from going to our website www.ziei.com. From there, you could download the book either in English or Hindi. So, thank you so much for listening to me. And if you have any queries, any question that you want to ask, I would really appreciate that. Or if you want to share your experiences with the teachers across the nation, if you want other teachers to listen to you, if you want to share your innovative ideas and innovative practices that you have been following in your school, please feel free to give, and we would definitely love to hear those ideas, those points from you. Yeah, I repeat, if you have any questions or queries that you want to ask, or if you want to share your experiences during the school or during the class, or any innovative idea that you would love to share with us, you could definitely do it by either asking the question on Facebook comment box or at the Zoom where you could ask the question verbally. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for listening on these innovative ideas. I hope and I'm quite hopeful, quite sure that whenever you would be going to your school, you would be implementing these innovative ideas in your school to get the desired output that, as a teacher, we always want to achieve. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me. This is Dhiren Gautam signing off. Bye bye.